Number one is the relationship of the body to the earth, to the ground. We're talking about prone position. Our job when we're building a prone position is to have maximum points of contact between the body and the floor. Maximum.
Daddy! Yeah, yeah, yeah! Pew, 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 pew.
I want as many parts of me against the ground as humanly possible because the ground is steady. We want to be closer to the ground as possible so we don't move. So when we do this, when we lie down on the floor, we want to get to a position that every part of my body that I can is on the ground. Now I'm going to lie down here, or maybe on the end, and I'm going to try to show you what we're doing, and then I'll take a gun and try to show you what we're going to do. The major problem is between the knee and the toes. And I will try to show you what I'm talking about. When we lie down, you will see soldiers that between their knee and their toes, they're in the air. Now, this is a movement. This is a very bad movement. So we teach they have to be against the ground. We take the bottom of our feet and they have to be at ground. How do we do this? We bring them together, we open them simultaneously, and now they're against the ground. If someone has a problem with flexibility and he cannot have both feet down, the one foot he's allowed to bring up is the foot that is not behind the stock. Now when we build a position, and this is going to be a bit mind-boggling for you guys, but this is the way it's done. My gun is at 12 o'clock. My body is at 45 degrees. My right leg is at 90 to the gun. When I come into a shooting position, this is what I'm supposed to see. When I come into a range of prone shooting, this is the picture. This is the gun. This is the body. Front, top, and bottom. And these are the legs. Let's study what we see here. My body is at 45. I never, ever lie down facing a target. Ever. I will never, if the target is in front of me, I will never lie down like this. Ever. I will always lie down like this. I will always be 45 degrees to the target. Always. Standing, kneeling, prone, sitting, it's irrelevant. I'm always 45 degrees to the target. That's what allows me to shoot, and I will explain. So I'm never behind the gun. I'm always at an angle at 45. No one does this except us in the IDF. So this is 45. My left leg is 90 degrees with my gun. My right leg is not behind the gun, but it is parallel to the gun. If I would make an infinite line, imaginary line with a gun going back, they will be parallel to each other. This, by the way, is your telltale as an instructor. If you come to a range and you see that the right leg of the shooter, when he's shooting righty, has passed this imaginary line, you okay? So this is the first thing you look at. In any case, if this right foot, even if his toes pass this line, he's screwed up. Okay? That's what we want to do. Now, why are we building the system like this? Why does it have to be like this? Hold on one more second. If he's not able to do 90 degrees because the flexibility is not there, but he was taught to put this at 90 degrees, you're going to see a mistake always that you will see this. He learned that he was supposed to leave this at 90, but he couldn't get there with opening up the legs. So he moved his lower body to the left. He built at 90%, but now this is not at 90%. So what he did, he built a banana and his top and lower back, and he built a system like this. Now I'm going to hurt on my left lower back. Always this is where you ask the soldier if it hurts him here. Always lower left back. Okay? So you have to be careful when you're teaching this that the legs are symmetrical. So what you want to do, you put them together, and then you hold his hips, and you say open, and he opens them together. Simultaneously, symmetrically. Now if he can do 90, that's fine. If he does 45 on each, as long as they're symmetrical. So if they're like that, that's fine. Because if I'm keeping my top part of my body and my lower part of the body, I'm not breaking it here, I'm not creating that banana, we're good to go. But if I pull to one side and I don't adjust, if one of my legs are at 90, the other leg must be at 90. If one of my legs is at 90 and this is not, I'm breaking my back. Okay? So it has to be done symmetrically. Am I clear here? The reason we do the 45-degree angle here is for one reason. So my left hand, which is my weak hand, always, that's the bitch about shooting. 85% of us, our right hand is strong and our right eye is strong. 15% of us is the opposite. My left hand is taking the weight of the weapon. My right hand isn't doing shit, sorry. So now I have my weak hand, has to be at 90%, 90 degrees. Between the left hand that is holding the weapon, I don't care if it's standing, kneeling, prone, or sitting, my left hand has to be at 90. When it's open, which most shooters do, I am now putting all the weight on my muscle and I'm creating shaking of the weapon, and it's impossible to do a good group size unless I have some sort of support. So when I build a position, I need to build it from the 90 degrees. Meaning, if I want my hand to be 90 degrees, you have to understand, if I'm straight, that I'm not aiming, we have a target, the yellow inside. Move a little bit, Robert, so I don't aim at anybody. If I'm straight towards the target, which I'm not supposed to do, and now I'm holding it, you will see that my left hand is nowhere close to being 90%. I'm way open. This is terrible for shooting. Okay? If I'm like this, I'm open. What I want to be like this. And then I'm at the 90. And once I'm at 90, my muscle's not working. All the weight of the weapon is now easier to be controlled. I'm not hurting my muscles. I'm not using my muscles. My hands are a table, the weapon is lying down on the table. And that's what you try to build when you're building a shooting position. So I need my hand to be 90%, 90 degrees. To be 90 degrees, I must be 45 degrees to the gun. You can't get there any other way. And this is why we always start at 45. How do we build that? We tell a soldier or a shooter to lie down. I'm going to get on the ground again. I'm sorry, guys. Whoever wants to look up can look. I'll get them at 45 degrees to the target. I tell them, take your hands, put them underneath your chin, like you're looking at a girl at the beach. I open up the legs. He doesn't move his elbows. His elbows are at shoulder length. And I just give him the weapon. And it works out perfectly. So I'm looking 45, close my legs, open them up together, give him the gun. I'm lined up. My forward shoulder will always be 45 degrees to my back shoulder, always. And that's the way it's built. Okay? The longer you are, you're now 2 meters, you're 7 feet tall. The 45 degrees is probably everyone from 5'5" to 6'5". Okay? Does about 90% of the world, okay? But if I am taller than that, because I'm starting from 90 degrees, I will be moving slightly to the right. Because I have to keep my 90. If I'm so big and my arm is so tall, I'm going to have to go back towards the stock to keep that 90. The 90 is what's important. If I'm shorter, and I'm a short guy, I will be moving the other direction to 90% to that, so my arm will be closer to get to the same 90 degrees. But they're all very, very close to 45. It's 45, maybe 40 to 50. Those are the angles. But just understand, the longer you are, the more to the right you go, the shorter you are, the more to the left you go of the 45 degrees. Am I clear here? Okay? So we spoke about the way my body is towards the ground. We spoke about the 45 degrees. We spoke about the legs and the way it's done. So far we're clear? Okay. Now, when I'm now lying down and I'm on the ground and I'm at this angle, okay, there are certain things that I have to now do when holding the weapon. I'm going to talk about that right now. Rule number 2 is 5 points of contact of my body with the weapon. There are always 5. This is rule number